have always known that you love me, even during those moments when you denied it with all your strength. I could see it in the quiet pauses between your words, in the way your eyes lingered a little longer than they should have, and in the way your heart seemed to tremble whenever our souls brushed against each other's presence. You may not have realized it then, but your heart was already whispering my name long before your mind dared to admit it. Even when you convinced yourself that your feelings were just passing emotions or a fleeting attraction, I knew the truth that lived deep within you. I could see it in the smallest gestures, the gentle care in your voice, the unspoken concern in your silence, the warmth in your presence that always wrapped itself around me like a quiet promise. You may not have known it, but your love revealed itself in so many little ways. When someone tried to flirt with me, a flicker of emotion would cross your face, a mix of discomfort and protectiveness that you couldn't quite hide. You cared for me with such tenderness whenever I fell sick, checking in on me again and again, as though my well-being had suddenly become your own. There were moments when you would go out of your way just to make me smile, moments when you'd find excuses to start a conversation, pretending it was nothing, though I could feel your heart racing behind every word. You tried to appear calm, but the truth of your affection always found its way through. And then, when I finally gathered the courage to tell you openly that I was in love with you, you absolutely loved it. Even if you tried to appear composed, your eyes betrayed the joy that your words couldn't express. You basked in the warmth of my confession, in the affection that flowed toward you so freely and fearlessly. You loved the attention, the devotion, the realization that someone saw you, not just the face you showed to the world, but the soul you hid so carefully behind your defenses. It was as though something inside you exhaled in relief, as if your heart had been waiting for someone to call it home. Yet, as time went by, whenever I tried to maintain some distance, you found reasons to come closer again. You reacted to my statuses, my stories, my every little update, even when you claimed not to care. Each time you reached out, I could feel the silent longing behind your words. And here's my truth, I created every status and story for you. Even when I said they weren't meant for you, I was lying. Every word, every photo, every emotion shared in those moments was an echo of my heart calling out to yours. I wanted to see if you were still looking, still listening, still feeling the same quiet ache that I felt in your absence. I didn't want to feel vulnerable in front of you. I didn't want to give you the power to break my heart again. There was a part of me that feared the pain of losing you more than anything else, and so I tried to hide behind indifference. But you, without realizing it, kept breaking down my walls piece by piece. You didn't even see how deeply you had begun to need me. Slowly, without your awareness, I became the thought you couldn't escape, the presence you longed for even when surrounded by others. And then it began to show, you started missing me. You missed my voice, my laughter, my care, the quiet reassurance that you were loved exactly as you were. You missed my presence in ways you couldn't explain. I saw it happening. I saw the sadness that began to seep into your heart when I wasn't there. You tried to distract yourself, to bury those feelings beneath logic and pride, but the truth always found a way to surface. You took your time to understand what was happening to you. You questioned your emotions, analyzed them, even fought against them. But no matter how hard you tried, the universe kept pulling us back toward each other. And I, silently, was happy watching you awaken to the love you had long denied. It was a gentle joy to see you recognizing what your soul already knew, that we were meant for each other. Then one day, the moment I had been waiting for finally arrived. You accepted that you loved me. You said that you were grateful for this connection we shared, for the depth of understanding and comfort that existed between us. For a while, everything felt perfect, two hearts finally speaking the same language. But soon, doubts and uncertainties began to creep into your mind again. You grew quiet, withdrawn, unsure of what this love meant for you or where it would lead. I could feel the distance forming, yet I refused to lose hope. I stayed patient. I trusted the universe with every beat of my heart. I told myself that true love never needs to chase, it only needs to believe. I had faith that no matter how far you drifted, love would guide you back to me. And I was right. Slowly, your restlessness began to grow. You became anxious, uneasy, afraid. You feared losing me, feared that I would move on and disappear from your life. You realized that love is not something that waits forever, it needs to be cherished, nurtured, and protected. You began to understand that if you didn't take a step forward soon, I might be gone forever. Then came the day that changed everything. You came to me, trembling but determined. Without a word, you hugged me tightly, as if you were holding on to the very essence of your life. In that embrace, I felt every emotion you had tried to hide, your love, your fear, your longing, your helplessness. And then came the tears, silent, unspoken, pure. They told me everything that your words had failed to express for so long. I saw your truth in them. I saw your heart laid bare, and for the first time, I knew that we had finally found each other, not just in body, but in soul. That day marked the beginning of our new journey. From that moment on, we became one, not in a way the world could see or define, but in the quiet, eternal way two souls recognize themselves in each other. Our connection began to evolve, growing deeper and more sacred with every passing day. Every conversation, every glance, every shared silence became a thread in the tapestry of our love. With each sunrise, we found new reasons to fall for each other all over again. We began to understand each other without words, to comfort each other without effort, to love each other without fear. There were still moments of doubt, of course. Times when the world seemed to test our patience, when circumstances tried to pull us apart. But love, real love, doesn't fade when tested, it strengthens. We learned to trust not just each other, but the universe that had brought us together. I often found myself thanking the stars for aligning our paths, for giving me the courage to wait, for keeping my faith alive even when things seemed impossible. I learned that sometimes, the greatest miracles come quietly, disguised as ordinary people who end up changing your life forever. When I look back now, I can see how everything happened exactly as it was meant to. The distance, the silence, the longing, all of it had a purpose. It taught us patience, resilience, and the power of divine timing. If I had met you at any other time, maybe neither of us would have been ready. But the universe knew when our hearts were strong enough to meet halfway. I am endlessly grateful for that divine wisdom, for the gentle guidance that led me to you when I had almost stopped believing in love. I can't stop thanking the universe and God for their constant support and blessings. When I had lost all hope, when I thought my story had reached its end, you appeared as the unexpected miracle that changed everything. You became the love of my life, the calm in my storms, the answer to every silent prayer I had ever whispered. You showed me that true love is not always loud or dramatic, it is quiet, patient, and unwavering. It is the kind that waits through uncertainty and still believes. Even today, I am madly in love with you. That love hasn't dimmed with time, it has only grown stronger, deeper, more rooted in understanding. With every sunrise, I find new reasons to fall in love with you all over again, the way you smile, the way you speak, the way your heart beats in rhythm with mine. I don't mind the time I had to wait for you, in fact, I cherish it. The waiting made me appreciate the beauty of what we share. It made me realize that love worth having is always worth waiting for. Sometimes, when I look at you, I still feel that same flutter in my chest that I felt the first time our eyes met. It's as if the universe keeps reminding me that you are not just a part of my life, you are my destiny. Everything I went through, every heartbreak, every tear, every lonely night, was leading me toward you. You were the lesson, the healing, and the reward. You are the proof that love, no matter how lost it may seem, always finds its way home. Our love has become my prayer, my peace, and my purpose. I have learned that real love doesn't demand perfection, it embraces flaws, forgives mistakes, and grows stronger through every storm. You have taught me that love is not just about passion or excitement, it's about patience, understanding, and quiet devotion. It's about holding someone's hand and saying, "I'm not going anywhere," even when everything else feels uncertain. Today, as I write this, my heart feels full beyond words. I am grateful for every moment we have shared, every challenge we have overcome, and every dream we continue to build together. You are my home, my safe place, my forever. I promise to cherish you every single day, to stand by you through every season, and to love you in ways words will never be able to capture. You are mine now, not in a possessive way, but in the purest sense of belonging. You are the heartbeat that echoes through my soul, the calm after every storm, the love I waited my whole life to find. And I know, with absolute certainty, that I will spend the rest of my life thanking the universe for bringing you to me. I am madly in love with you, and I always will be. This love, our love, is eternal. It will continue to grow, to blossom, and to guide us through every chapter of our lives. No matter where life takes us, one truth will remain unchanged: you and I are bound by something far greater than time or circumstance. We are soulmates, destined to find each other in every lifetime. And for that, I will forever be grateful.